Welcome back to Kickin with CoolKicks. Today we got a special guest, one of the funniest people on the internet.
Thank you, man.
Trevor Wallace, how are you feeling today?
Dude, I'm feeling good. You know, I got a pretty weak outfit on, but something light. Somebody complimented me on the way in here, so I'm feeling
like
good.
that.
But my shoes are dirty as hell.
These are the same ones you came last time
Yep.
with.
I
I thought you was going to walk in with the ones that you got from us.
These are just comfortable. I wore the shoes I got here, though. They're really nice.
You get any compliments for wearing the shoes you got from us?
I did. I actually got a lot of them. I wore them on a different podcast, my podcast, Stiff Socks, and people were like, oh, what are those? What are those? But I wish I was more in tune in the sneaker world because I was like, oh, these are Nike, you know, bodegas.
There you
I'm
go.
just reading.
Wait, oh, you got the friends and family?
I just remember something. The shoes that you bought, they both hate me for buying it because I bought 1,000 of those and they were like, it's not going to sell.
You bought 1,000 of them?
2,000.
2,000. This guy.
You guys don't like them?
I like him sometimes.
Sometimes. What do you mean?
They said it wasn't the right business decision. They said I should have not spent money on that. I should have allocated those funds to a different SKU.
Okay, what would you guys spend that on?
Jordan 1s.
Jordan 1s.
I would have spent it on dunks.
Dunks.
Those
They're
are
quick
dunks.
turnovers. Quick turnover, but low top dunks that are like quick turnovers, not like friends and family.
That's ironic.
Pandas,
Before you came, we were just
pandas,
talking about that
pandas,
shoe, and
for
you were
sure.
the one that bought the shoe.
I did. Yeah,
I appreciate the support.
I
You got
really
good
like
taste,
them.
though.
No, but
I
they're
like
fire
those.
though.
I mean,
Nah,
I like
it's a
those.
fire shoe. I wouldn't buy 2,000 of them. Is my point. That's a lot.
How many would you get? Like 200?
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
200, 300, because then you could buy 300 pandas and 300 or something else.
See,
and
all this just sounds like drugs to me. 300
Yeah, there you
pandas,
go.
300
You don't know what that
dunks.
is.
Yeah,
Sounds like an
I
animal.
want to be
Legal.
more. I want to be more tapped into that world. Like, you know, I want to be a shoe guy. You know.
What are you
feel that.
tapped into currently? Like, what's your favorite stuff to do, or like, what are you into?
Oh, I love good vintage T-shirts and just like vintage clothing. I like that. You know.
Same.
I have a bunch of dumbass T-shirts, old country singers, NASCAR shirts.
Wrestling shirts go for a lot.
Wrestling, dude, I have a few of those. I think the most expensive T-shirt I bought was $100 at the Fairfax.
Oh, the
Swap
little flea
meet.
market. Swap meet, yeah.
Flea
Dude,
market.
they got me there. There was a shirt, and on the front it said "Other Side Jackass," and then on the back it's just Stone Cold, just crushing.
hard.
My favorite, one of my
That's
favorite
hard.
wrestlers ever.
That's
And-
hard.
That's the world's greatest wrestler.
Oh man,
Him and The Rock.
Yeah, I looked at it and I was like, "How much?" He's like, "100," and I was like, "Would you do 80?" And he went 100. I was like,
There you go. That sounds like
All
100
right.
is what it
Yeah,
is.
dumbass T-shirts. I bought a Backstreet Boys T-shirt, 98 Degrees T-shirt.
Damn.
Just
Backstreet
dumb
Boys.
shit.
Why not? Where do you like? So do you do most of your shopping like flea markets and stuff like that, or do you shop a lot
Kinda,
of
yeah.
different
I think a lot of brands just like send me their stuff, which is nice. That's
sure.
probably like one of my favorite things, because then you don't have to do laundry. You know, you're like, what happened? What did we get sent?
Yeah.
Yeah, keep that in for audio. Keep that in. We're recording a podcast. Thank you. But yeah, it's kind of like random. I don't have like one place I really go
I feel
to
that.
to shop.
Have you been to any of the other flea markets? Like I know you said you went to Fairfax. Did you go to like Rose Bowl? Have you been to Rose Bowl one?
No, I haven't. Been,
No?
I know that one's big.
That one's
I've been
huge.
to, like,
massive.
That
I've
one's
been
huge.
to like
Yeah.
random ones. Like
You can get like
on
amazing
tour.
deals over there.
For sure.
Literally.
Really?
Yeah, that's where people usually grab their stuff from there, and then
Because
they
that one feels
sell
more
everyone
real.
else.
The Fairfax one it's a fashion show. You go there to stunt. You don't even need to buy anything. You just
Yeah.
want to look good there.
I feel you.
Definitely.
So, you know, I like the random ones that you come across. You know, since I'm on the road a lot, we were in like Madison, Wisconsin, and they had like just dumbass crazy shirts, just all like NASCAR ones, and they're
Yeah.
not crazy priced because it's not really a market out there. They're
sure.
just like, oh, we're just flipping the stuff that we found in my uncle's house. You know,
That makes sense. So are you on tour right now?
I'm on tour right now. Yeah, I just got
Legend.
back from Cleveland and Indianapolis over the weekend.
Okay.
Now I go to Salt Lake tomorrow.
How's the tour been going?
It's been going great. It's so fun just going to these different cities.
What's the best thing about tour?
I think the best thing about touring is kind of just opening up my mind of like, you know, I grew up in Southern California, so my whole life was California.
Yeah.
So I didn't really know anything else out there, and I felt like I was just super like, not, I don't know. I feel like I have a better perspective of just kind of like different regions of the world, which is cool. I like going to a place and trying like their one really famous food, you know, and it's like you go to a random place like Kansas City, they're like, you got to go to Joe's Barbecue. It's out of a gas station. And you're like, what the fuck? If you eat food at a gas station in California, you're
that's
not doing
different.
well.
Yeah, that's different.
That's a 7-Eleven right there, which we've all done.
For
The
sure.
chicken wings from 7-Eleven, not bad.
You got a
Pizza
pizza. I had a
Hut,
pizza.
not
You
bad.
got a
Taquitos,
pizza.
they're not bad.
Oh, yeah, I won't do it in
That's
broad
my
daylight.
college.
Broad daylight, no, but 2
a.m., you cooked?
Yeah.
So it's like I like going to people's like their favorite local food spots. I think that's kind of fun to try that type of stuff. And also just kind of like the people that come out and like in the meet and greets will have like gifts. Sometimes it's really cool or just like a cool story of just like how they discovered you is really just kind of like heartwarming, I think.
That's what's up. What cities like stand out to you when you like go and perform? Obviously, and you do your thing.
Chicago, probably Chicago. That's just something about that city. I think is. I don't want to say it's slept on because that's a dumb thing to say because everybody knows about Chicago. But I think most people are like L.A., New York. But something about Chicago is just like the food, the women, gorgeous women out there, and the whole. It's just a fun town.
You said enough for me when you said women.
Yeah, the women.
You have me
women out
saying-
there. I mean, I like
women.
brunettes, and it's like for some reason it's just like Chicago. You just like brunette. It just
I feel it.
it's just
fire.
a hot area. Cold as fuck. Windy City. Is that Windy City?
Yeah, that's
Chicago?
Windy City. Yeah.
I've never been actually.
Windy as hell.
I never been to Chicago.
I've never
either.
been to Chicago.
Oh, it'll fuck you up.
That's your
because
favorite city to go perform at, though?
One of them, yeah, I'd say so. Because you're walking down the street, you're all covered, but you like turn a corner, and that wind just hits your face sideways. And I got a big ass nose, so it's be fucking beating me with that wind. Fuck you up. Do you always forget gloves too? My little chicken hands.
What about internationally? What's your favorite city that you've gone on? Or have
Probably-
you not done international?
I've only done Canada,
Nice.
and Canada feels like U.S. but with an accent on it. Like America but with like a at the end. I don't know. I want to do Australia. Have you seen this shit they do out there with shoeys? Do you know what that is? A shoey?
No,
What is that?
You drink a beer out of your shoe.
I've seen that. The MMA fighter be doing
UFC
that.
dude does
Like no
that.
matter what performance you're doing out there, whether it's comedy or a concert, like they'll just chant shoey, and you take your shoe off, what you're wearing, and if you guys said to do a shoey, what would you pick to do one out? I'll probably do a foam, the foams.
The foam runner. Man, by the time you tell me your thing, I just gotta just come out.
Oh damn! I guess I can't drink it.
That's a good one, actually. I don't know what I would choose. I would choose, something
I'm
like that.
definitely
A
going
Yeezy
with that,
slide, so
yeah.
I could just go straight.
Yeah, you could,
slide
like,
straight
beer
down
bong that.
fast. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Like a Converse would be a good one aerodynamically.
So if you're in Australia performing, you're
yeah,
doing
I'll probably
a
do
shoot.
leather something that way
But-
doesn't soak in or get my all dirty.
I feel that.
But I want to do Australia just because
I heard the women in Australia are beautiful.
Oh yeah,
Whoa.
that with an accent. Accent adds many points for me.
Speaking of women, what's up with your love life? Are you single? You married? Like, what's going on?
I'm single. I'm a single man right now. Out in these Los Angeles streets, trying not to get that street
place.
cleaning.
That's a scary place. The Los
Yeah, I
Angeles
was in a
streets.
relationship for a little bit, but so now I'm kind of.
What's a little bit?
Like 2.5 years.
2.5 years.
Yeah,
Damn,
so
That's a
now-
lot.
That's what. Yeah, that's
It
a
is,
good-
especially in LA. LA years, that's marriage.
That is.
sure.
That's like
Definitely.
4 marriages in North Dakota right there. But
That's hard to do.
yeah,
Lasting that
so I
long.
mean, we're still on good terms. We're still talking and whatnot, but a lot of going on with the touring and everything. So
Do you feel like that was the biggest thing that got in the way? Like your
yeah, I just think it just like our schedules were so mismatched, and she worked at a very 9-to-5 job, and like I feel like just with stand up being at night and videos in the day, there was not like a lot of like quality time.
For sure.
It felt like we had to like, if we had a night off, we'd be like force it to be like we have to hang out tonight because the rest of the week we're gone, and you're both just like tired, and you're like just sitting there trying to fucking enjoy dinner, just stirring around your little peas on the plate.
yeah, it's hard to do because you're
It
not
is.
you're not
It
spending
is.
a lot of time together, right? Like,
Correct. And if you are, it's like not quality time because you're just like forcing it. But who knows? I don't know. I'm one of those right place, right time. Or what is
Timing's
it?
everything.
Right place, wrong time. Right person, wrong time. I saw it on a Tumblr quote one day. I don't fucking know.
Memes.
Saw it on a Forever 21 T-shirt. I don't know. But she's cool. We're still in good graces.
So outside of tour, what does your time consist of? Are you working on other projects? Like, what are you working on nowadays?
I mean, for me, I love filming, and it's just new sketches. I'm always thinking of new stuff. Like to shoot the sketch here after, I'm really excited about.
Yeah, that's
just
gonna-
because I think anytime I can change up the location, people are like, oh, whoa, where's he at? He's doing this. I love to film at events. Like I filmed at Complex Con a couple years ago, and it was so fun to me, just because you're in a different element, so your creative like juices are kind of
Yeah.
spinning, And I think there's only so many videos where your audience can see you in your house. Where
Yeah.
they're like, oh, this is this video, but that's different now.
You want to switch it up?
So yeah, switching it up, and I think that's how you kind of like keep evolving in YouTube. And
is that a scary thing to do sometimes?
Evolving?
Like when you're or just like switching it up in general.
yeah, definitely, yeah.
Because your audience is so used to one thing, right? Or
Correct.
You try to change it to where it's not that way.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm doing something new, I'll kind of sandwich it, or I'll put something that I generally know in the past has done well in front of it, maybe behind it. That way, if the new idea in the middle gets lost, you're still sandwiching it,
Makes sense.
But I think even if I do something new, it still is true to myself. Like, it's not like wildly new. I think I could do any type of video, but still make it like a Trevor Wallace feel of a video. Like I could do a mukbang or whatever the fuck and make it like that, or I just really try to make it unique to myself and not just like a random like, oh, he's just doing this because he wanted to eat the new Carl's Jr. meal.
So what inspired you to be a comedian? I'm curious about that. Like, at what age were you? Like, or is there a certain individual that inspired you to be who you are today? Like,
I love Robin Williams growing up.
Ditto.
Oh
Love
yeah,
him,
man. I mean, he has so many classic films, but I used to watch Mrs. Doubtfire. All the time. I don't know why that one did it for me. I just thought that was so funny. And for me, I think, I don't know, my mom found this piece of paper back in the day for like middle school, and it was like, what's your dream job? And I wrote comedian, but I spelled it wrong. And that's how I knew I was meant to be a comedian, because I was dumb as shit and couldn't spell. And if you can't spell comedian, then maybe you're on the right,
Maybe that's
if you try to write, like astrophysicist or brain surgeon, you can't spell that, probably shouldn't be doing that.
There you go.
But you spell comedian with a K, that's the lane for you
that's
right
the lane.
there.
I like that.
Yeah, man. And then I just tried stand-up at 17 and just kind of loved it, and was making videos on Vine and went to film school. And it all just kind of pointed in the right direction, I think.
I had a question.
Yeah.
In the news recently, Pete Davidson's been pulling some bad girls. Beautiful woman, right?
Yeah.
So I've seen a lot of memes. People are like, oh, Pete doesn't have the looks, but he might have the personality, or he might has something else that we don't know about. So for you, do you feel like comedians have the upper hand when it comes to pulling some girls?
I think so, yeah. I think comedians are also kind of mysterious. They're kind of like, and this isn't going to sound, like, you know what I mean? Like, comedians are kind of like if you're at Petco looking for a dog, there's 10 dogs getting your attention, bark. But then there's that one dog in the corner who's like a little shy. And you're like, what's that dude's deal? You're like, oh, that dog has depression, right? So you're trying to figure out why that dog isn't like asking for, because like Pete's not he's not like out here looking for the attention in the media, right? He disappears, comes back with Kim K. Disappears, come back with M-Rod. So it's like, he's a mysterious dude. He's that dog in the corner.
Salute.
And it just, he's a mysterious guy. So I think a lot of comedians have that angle because they know they're funny. That part is out of the question. It's just like they usually have interesting backgrounds and they're kind of mysterious and
they're curious, I'm assuming.
And I think that's more fascinating to somebody than, just a guy who's just a club promoter.
Definitely.
No offense if any of you guys are club promoters, but
Used to be.
Yeah, did you?
Back in the day when we first started.
Oh,
CoolKicks,
Yeah, definitely.
That's how we used to make money, and then we
In here?
No. We
Damn,
opened this.
that'd be a liability.
Right?
People just stealing shoes.
We had some events in here though, for sure. We
opened this in 2016, but our first store was in 2014. But from 2010 to 2014, undergrad, we threw parties.
Man.
We used to save money from that, and we opened our first store up.
I love that because I know that you guys have a great foundation here and like really building it up, and it's not just like an overnight shop, which is really cool to see. And
Appreciate that.
that's awesome, man. It's really cool. But yeah, I think Pete just has this like kind of like curiosity factor.
He doesn't lose.
In a bowl of Airheads, are you going to get the blue raspberry or are you going to go mystery flavor? You might go mystery. You never know. But I've also heard in interviews he's packing, so that might be. It's out there, bro.
That might seal
Did
the deal
Ariana put
right
it in
there.
a song?
Did she?
She said it in an interview.
I think Kim K said it out loud. She
If
was
Kim
like,
K-
If Kim K saying it with her track record, yeah.
Well, there you go.
stand.
That's
You're
your
good.
answer.
Ariana Grande, I don't know. She might be on the innocent side, but Kim K
Yeah.
saying it, yeah.
If Kim K is saying that,
yeah,
that's,
she's an icon.
I ain't
His
got nothing to say,
after
Kim.
And his
we
price
love
is
it.
going up.
oh yeah, been up. Where do you go after Kim K? Like where do you?
I don't know. That's a damn. Where
That's
do you
true.
go after Kim K?
That's true.
You got to
Like, what do
date
you
the
look
first
for now?
lady. I don't know who Biden's wife is, but he's coming for
He's
you.
coming
Go after
for
Trump
it,
joints,
good
Ivanka
luck,
Trump.
man.
But that's what the thing. He's like Kim left him, and he didn't say anything to the media.
Nothing.
And now everyone's like, "What's his next move? What's he doing?" You don't know.
You don't know.
That's what makes him so
Then
mysterious.
he just pops out on a date holding another girl's hand.
Right.
For sure.
That's it.
And then
Exactly.
he's a legend for that.
He's like a silent film, and you just watch and just intrigued. He didn't say one thing after Kim.
I thought he was gonna get Melinda Gates
Melinda
and secure that
Gates.
bag, get that $1 trillion check.
Oh yeah, I forgot that. Damn, that happened too. How rich did she get?
I DM'd her though. I remember seeing the thing on social media. People were shooting her shots.
You
Why
DM.
I hit her with the hi emoji.
Did she
You
respond?
Melinda
Of course she didn't respond.
You
but
just hit her with this.
I thought she
She's
would have been
worth-
curious. She was like, "Who's
worth
this
half
dude?"
the country, and
Who's
you hit her
this?
with this.
That's
You
crazy,
never
bro.
know. I was trying
Man,
to be
you got-
curious. I didn't want to write her an essay, and then I would have been like everyone else.
No, you got to send her a pair of
can
like
unsend
dunks
it.
and be like, "You need these?
You need these
I
with
got
eye
you."
emojis?
Yeah, right. Some one of ones. What's the rarest shoe you guys have here?
rare shit. Maybe the Red October Kanye's Yeezy stuff. It's in the glass case over there, and then we have Dior Jordan 1s. They're like over $10,000 shoes. It's crazy.
Damn,
right?
that's a Kia Optima right there.
It's crazy.
That was my car before I had the one I have now. I had a
Kia Optima?
I had a Honda. He had a Honda. Every successful person, I feel like, starts with a Honda.
I had a Honda Civic.
Let's go.
Honda Civic.
Honda
but
crew.
Here's the thing. I was just a white kid in the suburbs, so I put two 12s in the back of a Honda Civic.
That's
Just-
hard.
You want to hear something crazy? Me too.
Yeah.
I did the same thing.
I had zero space in the trunk. I could barely fit a basketball in it. But for me, I was like, who gives a shit? I'll put golf clubs in the back seat because I needed people to hear me coming up to high school blasting No Hands by Waka at 7 a.m.
Damn,
Like,
Waka. That was a classic
that
song.
song on 212s, I mean, I think I lost hearing.
What were you listening to a lot back then? Was it like Waka?
I've always kind of just listened to rap.
Rap?
Just really any of that stuff.
Favorite rappers?
Favorite rappers? Probably Young Dolph. I think that's
Wow.
the best
R.I.P.
rapper
to
to ever
Dolph.
do
R.I.P.,
it.
man.
Dude, he DM'd me one day. That was the coolest day of my life. He was watching a video of mine on 420 2 years ago. He's like, this shit's mad funny. And I was like, that's I just think
crazy.
he's such a,
Down to earth dude.
just, man. That was like a loss. I was like,
Were you able to meet him at all?
no, just that DM. But
He came in here.
Yeah, we shot a video with him.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
really?
came in here like twice. He's a cool dude.
Yeah.
Real cool dude.
It's,
just like
it's almost been a year since his passing. I
No,
think in
over
a
a
couple
year.
of days. No, November 17th.
was it?
Oh
yeah.
my God. man.
Really?
It's a couple of days. That's
That
been
makes sense because I remember
1 year of his passing.
I had just moved into the current place I'm at, and I remember seeing that. Like my friend sent me that. He passed. I'm like, damn, man. That was I was actually like I was sad. Man. He's getting cookies.
Yeah, that shit's
Man was
crazy.
getting cookies.
It's
Yeah.
bad recently with all the news, all the rappers passing
Jesus
away, gun
Christ,
violence.
it's insane.
It's hard being a
been
rapper.
insane.
It's really hard being a
Insane.
rapper.
It's like
Do you
a
feel like
target
it's
on your
hard
back.
in general? Do you feel like it's just that lane though, or is it just people that are of like high stature, or people that have a lot of eyes on
I
them?
don't know.
Like, I
do you
don't-
ever fear yourself being in danger ever?
Oh yeah,
Really?
all the time, man. For me, it's more like I don't know. That's why I don't really wear flashy stuff. Mm-hmm. Like the only reason I wore the watch today is just because I was using it for the video. Other than that, it's some shit blazers and a random thrifted. Because I don't really want to be out here like that. I think the more attention you draw, I mean, it doesn't matter really what city you're in anywhere. It's if somebody sees you with
Wearing
diamonds or
some
some money on you, they can kind of just go for it. But yeah, I mean, luckily, like my fans are just like if they're more just excited to see me.
Yeah.
So, and then I think if you don't know who I am, then you just think I'm just like some random guy who works like Best Buy or some shit. Like if you saw me in the street, you wouldn't be like, oh, that dude's rolling in it. So I think that's why I try to just keep it like low key, I guess. I don't know. But again, it's like I don't have it like that. It's not like it's just pouring out the bag. But yeah, I think I just try to keep it low key in general.
No, I think that's the best advice that you can give someone. Yeah, you got to just keep it low key. Why not?
Just stay out the way, like especially if you don't have nothing to prove. If you're already making money, like you don't need to be doing all the flashy shit.
Right. I think also in comedy, it's the opposite of like rap. Rap is like I need to show you my worth with
sure.
jewelry.
For sure.
Comedy is like if you wear jewelry, people are like,
You're trying too
that-
hard.
yeah. Just I think comedy comes from a place of like, tragedy or like self-deprecation, and it's weird to be like be like, man, I got a small dick, but you got like 150K in chains on.
Yeah.
The audience
It
is
could
like,
almost-
pick a lane here.
Yeah, facts.
Are you confident or not? So,
It almost looks like obnoxious in a way, like
Correct.
being up there and like
Yeah.
you're wearing.
Some
all this.
people can pull it off. Some
Yeah.
people who are just like, I mean, obviously, if the whole world knows you're selling out arenas,
For sure, you're right.
they see you iced out. It makes sense. Like one of my favorite comics is Michael Blackson, and he wears the most outrageous
his
shit
shit is
ever.
crazy.
but it fits his energy, and that's why. Because like for him, it'd be weird if he was just wearing like normal clothes, but the flashy tuxes, the red bottoms, he sells it. It's
like
a good
it.
look.
If you were to name 3 people in your lane and with comedians, who's your top 3?
In my lane,
Oh yeah, comedies.
oh shit.
Or either stand up,
Like my competition or people I look up to?
or maybe look up to. Like, who's your favorite 3?
Okay, favorite 3. I'll probably go Theo Vaughn, Chappelle,
Chappelle.
and let me throw another one out there that's like, I really like Nick Swartzen, if you know him. He was like Grandma's Boy and all that stuff. He's Reno 911.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking
He
about. I know what
he's
you're
just a
talking
guy who his comedy I kind of relate to a lot because it's not anything that's like super deep. You can just kind of like watch it and feel
Yeah.
good. Because I feel like I'm not the guy to like get on the microphone and be like, this is what's wrong with America. You know, that's not for me. I just kind of have fun with it and just kind of poke at some different like topics and, you know, what's going on and just like fashion or society or trends and all that stuff. But I don't really get on there and be like, you know, what's wrong and what we need. You know, I'm not that guy.
That's
you
great.
know?
I have a question. So like in what you do now, right? Like what are you looking to get to in your career?
It's a great question, man. And I don't even know because I feel like I'm doing what I want to do. So I think it's just keep doing it at an elevation, like just keep challenging myself. That way in the future, I can either do it with like a bigger budget or more friends and really just kind of like try and work with my friends and just keep doing bigger tours and just kind of bigger videos. You know, I think that's kind of the fun part about being in entertainment in this day and age. It's like social media, there's no cap on where you can get to. You can either be Mr. Beast or you can, like, there's no...
Sky's the limit.
Yeah,
it's
you
about
can just
how hard
change
you work.
and you can change your lane whenever. You can try different stuff. And I think just kind of keep evolving with my own art form, but still sticking to what comedy I feel is best for me.
Where do you publish majority of your skits? Is it just YouTube or like what
YouTube
are your
and
outlets?
TikTok. Really.
TikTok?
Yeah, I do it because I post it on everything. I kind of like, I'll shoot, like the video we'll do today, it'll be like 5-6 minutes, and then I'll take the best minute and put that on Instagram or TikTok.
Nice.
So it's kind of like a shotgun effect. You shoot one big piece, but then you disperse it everywhere. Just so you can, because what hits on TikTok, I mean, I still upload a lot on Facebook, which is like, you know, most of my friends are like, who? Why?
probably money
What?
there.
No,
For
but
sure.
it gets
It's
the
probably a lot
algorithm.
of
Like
money.
Adam W, you know Adam.
Of course, Adam
he's
W is
killing it.
pulling it
He's
in.
pulling
I'm
it
sure.
in.
The monetization on there is pretty decent. And
is.
I saw he had a video that did like 100 million views.
It's a
And-
different
And it's not
target
as
demographic.
saturated too, I feel like.
Oh yeah, it's not as saturated. Correct. Everyone's on TikTok. Everyone
Yep.
and his shorts on YouTube is starting to get more traction. But like Facebook, it's like me and like Southern moms be like, "Don't you hate when your son does this?" And I'm like, "That's
and
my
she sends it to her mom, and
But-
then
and
that's
she's pulling in views.
how it
you
goes.
know?
That's how
So
it goes.
because I think TikTok's a younger audience versus Facebook, obviously. So if I post a video that's like about weddings or something, it'll do better on Facebook than it does TikTok. TikTok, these idiots are 17. They're not getting married. They might be. North Dakota, shout out. But no disrespect to North Dakota. But the audience will favor it if they're older. You know, it's
yeah.
you know, it's like if you're telling a joke at a comedy club and it's like not everyone's gonna laugh, but it'll find its audience.
True.
So that's kind of what I do when I post everywhere.
Was this your same strategy when you were like coming up though? Like,
Kinda.
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough. I used to run social media for this YouTube company, All Def Digital. If you know anything
yeah, I do.
of that.
They used to do the like roast me.
Roast me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Hilarious,
Yeah,
bro.
legend. But I used to be. So I'd be in the room watching that.
right.
Funniest people,
That's
literally
fire.
on YouTube. Just hilarious.
I met a
But-
couple of them. I played basketball with a couple of them actually. They used to play in NoHo at the 24.
Yeah.
I used to play basketball.
So I
with
worked
them.
there for like three and a half years, and I would upload there, and I would just see why shit would do well on Twitter and not YouTube, and just kind of like scaling it because it was just trial and error the whole time I was there. So then I would just apply that to what I was doing, and kind of just figured that was the best.
Yeah.
Just
What social media platform blew you up? Was it Vine? Or was it-
Vine, I had a few things going there, but not like blow up.
what was the one that? What social media blew you up?
Facebook and YouTube.
Wow.
Facebook and YouTube.
Yeah, Facebook early, like 2017. I had a video do like 1 million views, and I went into work the next day like,
I'm the man.
I don't need y'all. 1M. But there was like barely any money behind it.
Yeah.
I made like $100 off it, and I was like, lunch break, huh? Taking 3 of those today.
Who's gonna stop me?
But those two, and then Instagram a little bit, and then TikTok, like right before the pandemic, is really what I just started focusing on. And
How do you
that's-
feel about
that's my
short form
biggest-
content? I feel like that's the future with like shorts and the reels and the TikTok. Like,
Yeah, I think it just goes in like a boomerang. Right now we're in short. Give it a couple of years, we're gonna go back to like kind of long form. But I don't mind it, you know, because I can still, as long as I can still have a place to post like the long stuff, like YouTube, then it's good, you know. But vertical, I get. I mean, I think about my own attention span. Like if you ever just think about how fast you scroll,
Bro.
it's
For sure.
because think about it, you're competing with people's attention span who people scroll like this. Not only that, you're competing with like everybody on the internet. You're like Mr. Beast. You're competing with girls with that BBL, shaking it out there. And then I'm out here being like, here's a video of me being a fake employee at CoolKicks. Like, I got to make my intro strong. I got to make it like, it's like everything you post is competing with something out there. So I think I like short form because it's challenging, but it's big rewards, So like when it does go, it goes. But when it flops, therapy,
It hurts.
Yeah, man.
Like, you're in that space. So how does it feel when you're on your YouTube studio and you see a 10 out of 10? How does it make you feel? I know it
not
ruins your
great.
day.
Not great, man. But I try to just be like, you know what? Maybe it's just not in the right place yet. Algorithm's still loading. I'll make up scenarios in my head. Algorithm is out of town this weekend.
One YouTuber told me, he was like, as long as the content's good, don't worry about the 10 out of 10 because it'll eventually pick up. And it's true. I've seen our videos at CoolKicks go from 10 out of 10 to a million views, and it ends up being 1 out of 10.
Yeah. Also, what I feel like what you guys do is you'll post a video and maybe then it's like doing whatever, but then in like a year or 2 years, for whatever reason, that person starts trending, and all of a sudden, so and so at CoolKicks is now the face of it.
Definitely.
So it's like a patience thing, which I think is good because I've just been on making videos since like 2014. So I kind of just know the highs and lows of it. But when a video does well, can't tell me nothing.
Yeah.
That's the greatest feeling.
I'm looking at the algorithm. I'm like, yeah, I knew it. I knew it.
I'm
it's
a genius.
thumbnail. Exactly,
Yeah.
right?
That's what we just did with the Woo-Wah video. One of our videos.
saw
You saw
that
that?
shit, dude.
See?
Yeah.
It got 2 million views in
That
4
shit went
days.
viral. That
It
shit
went viral.
But that-
He was the happiest person for at
I was
least the
walking
last
around, I was
5-6
like,
days. He was so happy.
I knew
you
it.
guys are very on the pulse of what's smart, right? Because
What's trending?
yeah, he's everywhere, right? So you get him in here, and then it was just kind of like this perfect storm of like, he's got a name for himself, and then you guys also have the presence. You put the two and two together, because people usually see him from quick little viral clips, and now you're like, what is this? What? Give me 20 minutes.
There's not much content
nothing.
of him 20 minutes.
But yeah,
running
it's
around.
you guys have like, because if you did that interview in like a year, people would be like, I mean, maybe if he's even more successful, then it'd
Yeah.
do great. But you never really know. It's like right now, everybody knows about this kid, so you're like,
Yeah.
let's do it now. And I think that's what's timing is so important for anything viral. It's just timing, just
It is.
catching the trend before it gets too big or too small.
Timing's everything. What was that the Netflix movie where people were dying? The game
Burgers?
show.
No.
Squid Games?
Squid Games.
Ah.
Imagine doing a scale on Squid Games now. Like people are not. Remember when Mr. Beast did it? As soon as
Yeah,
that, it got
exactly,
the
right.
most views ever. But if
Yeah.
you did it now,
If you
the
did it
time-
now, people would be like, it's
All right,
past.
cool. I've seen enough.
Yeah, I always think about trends kind of like a wave. I don't surf, but I think I know enough about it. But it's like, if the shit's coming,
Don't serve.
if it's coming and you're the first to catch it, you're gonna get that. But like after it passes, a lot of people try to ride the wave when it's too late.
Yeah, I get you.
And you kind of like,
You gotta be original too at the same time. So
Yeah.
same thing with your career too. Like you gotta be original with your comedy.
Mm-hmm.
You ever feel like sometimes you might have some comedy and it's already been used and people are like, oh shit, he's not original? Or you always
I try to do my best. Like if I do a video, I'll do the research on it to be like make sure somebody hasn't done it before. The one I'm doing today is probably like Nelk did a video like that where they did some shoe stuff. So
they did it in here actually.
was it here?
Jesse, yeah, my other store.
So what I would do if I were to do that, I would like open the video with being like, I know Nelk did it before. Shout out to them. Here's my take on it. Because I don't ever want to just be oblivious
Yeah.
to other people that act like they didn't do that. But no, I try to keep it original. If I've seen somebody that did it already, I either just won't do it, or I will either hit them up and be like, is this idea too close to yours? I don't want to be like stepping on your stuff over there.
You get any ideas from memes for when you do skits or stuff? Because there's a bunch of memes going around in the world.
Some. I'll get like trends, I think. Like when everybody's talking about like the tipping memes.
Yeah.
I did a video that was like tipping in 2022. So I kind of just took it and then just like put my own spin on like the tipping aspect. Because people are talking about it. And then, I'm not going to act like I'm the one who broke that or anything. But it's just like elevating it and putting my own spin on it, I think.
And I know you have your own podcast.
I do.
Correct?
Stiff Socks.
We
yeah.
just launched our podcast. This is our third video.
Third episode?
Yeah, third episode.
Damn.
So, any words of advice? We're new to this. Do you guys have any
Thumbnail. Put tits in it.
Nice. Who's showing the tits here?
Who's showing the tits here?
Any word of advice? Podcast, I will say this. The views are nowhere close to what the other one, like, other content you put out. But the people that like watch a full podcast, they're like the most loyal, dedicated fans. So, it's hard not to get discouraged if you're used to uploading videos with like a rapper coming in that does like 1 million in a week.
Yeah, ours like our podcast are only maybe 30, 40K views right now.
But 30 to 40K people who listen to you talk for 30 minutes are like,
That's true.
They're dedicated, they're in it. Like those are the lifelong fans, and those are the ones you should honestly be more I guess excited about, or more,
Definitely.
because they're there for the brand of Cool Kicks, not just like maybe the guests or something. They're just invested in the show.
And do you recommend creating a separate channel, or should we just put it on our main channel? We've been trying
We used to do it on my channel, and then we switched it to its own. But I don't know. I've talked to both sides. I think what you could do is just start it on here, keep it going for a while, grow it up, get the awareness out there, and then you can
switch it over.
Yeah, switch it over. I think a lot of people just don't like going platform to platform. So
Because you have to build a new fan base.
yeah,
already.
'cause so if they subscribe to the normal YouTube and then they're pushing over here, I think some people are like, I'm good. What you guys could do, this is the move. You create a separate channel for the clips, but you keep it on the main channel, and then when the clip channel gets big, swoop, main episodes on the clip channel.
They'll go click to
Then
the
it's all
full
in one
episode.
place.
And clips are blowing up, like shorts and
Yeah,
smaller
I think
stuff.
it's. I think Andrew Schultz said it best. It's kind of like I'm paraphrasing here, but he's like, you want people to discover you in like 5-minute increments, and then they just binge watch these little pieces. It's like kind of the breadcrumbs leading up to it. That way, when they see the full episode, like an hour of somebody's time is a lot to ask.
That's a lot.
Definitely.
But like you watch
Nowadays.
enough 5-minute clips, there's podcasts that I've discovered because of that.
Yeah.
Just like let them kind of find you, I think.
How long have you been doing your podcast for?
4 years.
4 years.
Wow.
4 years.
That's amazing. How many
Yeah,
episodes is that? Do you know?
200. We just had our
200.
200th
Damn.
one come out today.
Congrats.
Damn, 4
Congratulations.
years.
So
man.
4 years will be like in like 2 or 3 weeks. But yeah, 200 just
You're
came out
averaging
today.
like 40 a year, so you're basically doing once a week almost.
Yeah, once a week.
Wow,
Once
impressive.
a week. Yeah.
Legendary.
Yeah, it's just a slow build, but those are like the type of people
Yeah.
who like they're just so dedicated and just so genuine and wholesome and like genuinely care about what's going on in life, and that's a place where you can go and talk about what's happening in life. And
Are majority of your listeners coming from like Spotify, Apple, or is it from YouTube, or what do you think? From audio versus video?
Audio is bigger on Spotify, but a lot of people find out about us through video.
Video,
But we
so.
still upload on video on its own channel. But yeah, the views definitely dropped when we went from my channel to its own channel.
Yeah.
But eventually, it's like you want two separate entities, I guess. But yeah, it's been great. It's been awesome, just doing that podcast. And yeah, I mean, the podcasts are like think about Logan Paul's Impulsive. This shit does numbers.
Yeah, like 2 million views,
Those
1.5.
numbers,
It's
dude,
even
so-
think Full Send podcast. they kill it.
Exactly. So you guys have the connects with the people you already bring in.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can do a little like, let's shoot a video and a podcast
Mm-hmm.
with somebody, that's just
Double.
back to the shotgun effect of like getting everything out there.
That's what we wanted to do, because we already have like the connections to get those big names.
Yeah.
And imagine doing it in a live setting where like literally a store is packed, people just walking.
Well, it's easy. Yeah.
It's dope.
Come in, get some shoes, talk for 20, 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's pretty, yeah.
It's dope.
I have a question in terms of like your like when you do stand up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that more like improv, or is that more like you
It's-
have a certain script that you want?
It's like I have a certain script that I stick to, but if I feel like if I feel the opportunity opens up where there's some like funny or like somebody yells something out, or if I just been sitting on a thought and it just kind of slides out. Like I always know how to get back to the road, but sometimes I'll get off the trail. and
Veer
just-
off a little bit.
How long do you usually run it like a script for? Do you have like certain cities where you have a certain type of script, or
I
you go for
usually
like a year, or
it kind of just changes because like I think I'll write a new joke and that new joke will bump out an old joke. So some jokes have been in there for a year, some been in there for a month. It's kind of like I don't know.
Whatever the
What
weakest
works.
link is
Yeah,
out.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. And then that one will get replaced by something new. So there's always kind of like, I'd say there's like a core like 30 minutes that I stick with, but then there's some just room for leeway.
It's kind of like music artists, like newer songs they want to add to their
Yeah,
tour and
exactly.
stuff, and then
Yeah.
kick out the older ones.
Yeah, but if I'm in cities, I'll usually like open with something like about the city or try to see if I have a joke that relates to the city or something, or just do a quick reference to what they really like. That way it's like, it feels more customized to them and unique. And and it's also more, they feel like you respect their city a little bit. Because now it's not like you're at my show. It's like, oh, I'm in your guys' city. It helps bridge that gap.
More
between,
relatable
like-
and stuff.
Yeah, you don't want to be just some guy from LA being like, what is this shit city? But
Yeah.
if you come in there and you're like, oh, you know what? You guys love Skyline Chili out in Cleveland? Well, I tried it. Here's my thoughts on it. You know, because then you're immediately just bridging that gap between some, you know, just some LA guy versus like, oh, this is just a dude out in our city. So I think I always try to like to do that and kind of connect it.
That makes
That's
sense.
dope.
And-
Go ahead.
Go ahead, brother.
I was about to close it up, but you got it.
Oh no, I was just gonna ask one more thing. Like now, with like how we talked about the social media and the algorithms and how things are, how do you feel like somebody that's trying to do this now in this day and age with how flooded TikTok is and YouTube and all these different platforms? How do you separate yourself at this point, right?
Because it is oversaturated.
It is very oversaturated. I think you can just separate yourself by, like, I think just try every different angle, because what hits might surprise you. And then when that thing does hit, don't be too excited to jump on it, you know? Because if you do like prank channel type stuff and that blows up, like take a step back and be like, is that what I want to be known as? Do I want to be the
for
prank
sure.
guy? Or just kind of be like, okay, that worked. What else? I would try everything. And then out of like, let's say you do 100 different types of videos, post 100 videos, see your like top 3, and then kind of be like, okay, what did I like? So I think as long as you stay true to what you genuinely like doing, because I think it's authentic. It's like authentic. It's like they'll know if you enjoy doing it. And every time I upload a video where I like either forced the idea or wasn't 100% there, I feel it, you know? I've never had one of those videos blow up and been like, yeah, knew it. So I think what feels fun to you, and even if it is like a mainstream, I guess, idea, like there's an audience for everything. So
Definitely.
I just wouldn't let it get discouraging, but just try everything. And then once you see the things that hit, and they don't even have to go like millions of views, but if all your videos get 20 views and one gets 200 views, be like, okay, what did I do here?
What did I do wrong? Yeah.
But yeah, I think standing out, I don't know, man. It's
tough now.
It is.
Gotta be original.
It is, yeah.
Consistency too.
But I guess I wouldn't go under I wouldn't create under like, I need to stand out. I'd create to just what speaks to you. And then as you go down the road, you'll have the tools mentally and, you know, to navigate and be like, oh, this is something that I liked. Let's try and do it on this angle. So I guess just kind of do what feels right to you. Because if you're doing something out of your league or out of your lane, like, people will know. So I guess probably just that.
Dope. Well, I appreciate you pulling up, Trevor.
Yeah, of course, man. I'm excited to shoot this video.
I wish you nothing but the best.
I brought the fit out for that.
Legend.
Oh, you about to be
And you
acting
brought
bad
the ice
inside
out too.
CoolKicks.
Show the ice one
They
more
ain't got
time.
the
I
ice
hope
on
they see the
Melrose.
ice.
Stop playing with a boy.
Ice on Melrose. Yeah, man. So I think the video will be fun. Man. Hopefully I don't
like it.
piss anybody off.
Appreciate it. To everyone watching this, Shout Out Vocal Podcast. Make sure to check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Kicking It with CoolKicks. So everyone out there, thank you for kicking it with Trevor today. Peace.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man.
Legend.